Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Sorry for leaving you guys for a week, but it just happens sometimes. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that's happened in the past weeks, including something big that happened today and yesterday. So in the Luhansk Oblast, Ukraine has been making these pushes around the north of Kreminna. A week ago I reported that Ukraine had taken over chervonopopivka, and recently the Russians did a counterattack and pushed Ukraine further back out of the city, but then Ukraine did another counterattack, and now they either have full control or almost full control of the city. The General Staff reported that they repelled assaults on Chervonopopivka and Zhitlivka, which could indicate that Ukraine has partial control of Zhitlivka as well, probably along the Kreminna River. And even more, there have been shelling reports on Pishane and the areas around it, which could indicate that Ukraine has a presence in this entire region. There have also been increasing reports coming out of Holikove, so it looks like Ukraine is gaining momentum in this area. Ukraine has also been more active in the Shipilivka direction. They've been trying to do assaults from Bilohorivka. Russia has endlessly tried to attack this settlement, but so far every single assault has been repelled. And now that Ukraine's getting active in this direction, it looks like a future encirclement of Kreminna could be possible. We're still waiting for official confirmation out of anywhere in Chervonopopivka, Zhitlivka, or Pishane, but it's looking good. South from there, let's go to Bakhmut and talk about what's going on there. Ukraine recently rotated the units out of Bahamut and replaced them with new ones to relieve the pressure off of them. Russia used this to make some gains in the south. They pushed about halfway up into Opitne, and they took over the full settlement of Ivanrad. They've established positions around the garbage dump about here, and they pushed back up into the eastern outskirts. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Ukraine has been able to keep the fights out of Bakhmut city itself for like the entire time that it's been going on. The battles have always been outside of the city. Around August, this was the front line. And up until recently, it was mainly just battles outside of Opitne and in this intersection around here. The main intended defense lines for Bakhmut are inside of the city itself, and Russia hasn't even reached them yet. Since Ukraine's done a good job at keeping the fights outside of the city itself, they've had a lot of time to prepare extensive fortifications around the region. Russia's been able to push into the eastern outskirts because they didn't start building fortifications there. They've only started to build them around one of the tributaries of the Bakhmutovka River. So overall, don't be too worried about Bakhmut right now. Russia also tried to attack towards Pihorodne, however it was repelled and their area of control has likely been pushed back to where it was originally. I just deleted the whole front line. I don't understand why Russia keeps trying to do senseless assaults into the center of the city instead of trying to outflank it. And I mean, I'm not giving them advice with this. This is just like completely obvious. And if the Russian Defense Ministry is taking advice from a American high schooler, that's their problem. But they had success when they pushed to Ozaryanivka and Kurdyumivka. And recently they've had successes near Yavkolivka and Bilohorivka. However, they just keep trying to assault the city from the center and wear down Ukrainian defenders in Opitne. But overall, I mean, let your enemy make mistakes, cause Bakhmut's just been turned into a complete meat grinder. Going a little further down, we're gonna talk about Avadka. This is one of Ukraine's big strongholds across the pre-2022 line, and Russia broke one of those big strongholds, Pisky, a while ago. They quickly took advantages to try to attack Vodiane and Opitne, and the red line used to be the extent of Russian control in the region. However, a counterattack was able to push them back to where the most northern black line is, and Ukraine has recently pushed them out of this area too. I doubt Ukraine will be able to retake Pisky directly, however, keeping Russia trapped inside of this area surrounded by rivers and covered in lakes and they're able to be hit from multiple sides is just increasing casualties on their side. Going further south, Ukraine has eliminated a lot of the Russian gains near Pavlivka. They pushed them back to the other side of the river and regained control of the northern part of the city. The defense around Vuhledar is really strong, and it's unlikely that Russia's going to be able to make any sort of breakthrough in this region. They also tried to attack Velika Novosilka. However, they took heavy losses and lost a lot of equipment and were forced to retreat. Even Russian sources admitted that they lost, and when that happens, that's when you know it's bad. And overall, that is a general overview of the front line right now. I'm going to try to abandon you guys less for weeks at a time, but sometimes just stuff doesn't happen. I don't want to make a video talking about just like shit blowing up and like the minor significance of it. So I always like to have something interesting to cover. And it looks like with what's going on in Kreminna and possibly Bakhmut too, we may have some more stuff to talk about. Alright, see you guys later. Thank you to my channel members Gene Helfrich, Steve Grun, Butler-esque, David Appel, Delo Mathatas, Phil Martin, Evan Shin, Robert Jenkins, Rye Jones, and a special thanks to my third tier members, Ashley C137, Joel Raindow, Mike Q, Joe Sauer, PG, and JG Bashlow. See you guys later.